So yeah, Raditz shows up. He's the second out of the power level. He's very cocky. You didn't get defeated with such a pitiful power level. Madara said, "You wretched dogs." Both of them very cocky, arrogant. They both charge each other. So at this point, Madara charged Raditz first. Madara started throwing like a series of punches. Raditz is dodging, obviously. Like his fast speed, but Raditz is barely dodging shit. Madara was fast when he started the fight. He could actually fight fast. So he's barely dodging Raditz attacks. So Raditz barely dodging Madara attacks. And as he's doing his like combo attacks, Raditz kind of like scuff a little bit. He fade away and then deliver like some kind of knee strike, kicking freaking Madara across the ring over through the water. So Madara was like looking up like, oh, he's not as weak. He's pretty strong. Try again. At this point, Madara is still cocky. He's not going to give in. Madara is not even using his full power at this point. And Raditz is kind of detecting the scale and pretty cocky because his power looked low by comparisons. So Raditz is kind of toying with him. Alright, you fool, you really think you can beat me with such a pitiful power level? At this point, Raditz is pretty arrogant and he's kind of like charged once more. Blade time is over. So Raditz lifts his hand, really cocky like always. So Raditz kind of charged towards him like once again. This time Raditz come at Madara, so he kind of like charged and delivered like that knee strike once more. But this time Madara's not gonna be hit with the same attack. He barely gets it. Even with his Sharingan, he had hard trouble keeping up, but he barely manages. Yeah, autism. So at this point, he actually blocked his knee strike with his two bare arms. It pushed him back slightly, but he's still on his feet, kind of glaring at Raditz at this point. Raditz is surprised he's still standing, but he said this, "I'm not going to waste any more time here. I have to wish I fight Kakra after I do with you." At this point, he's kind of looking at Madara like, okay, I'm not going to waste any more time here. Raditz charges once more and delivers like that kind of elbow strike he did with Piccolo and Goku. At this point, Madara's kind of dazed and stumbling on the side again. But Madara is tracing this shit because he's not going to make these energy mistakes. This time, Raditz fade again. He appeared behind Madara and deliver like a fucking kick to him. But this time, Madara's quickly ducked. With his Sharingan attack, especially with his speed, he kind of dodged the kick and then kind of elbow Raditz in the face. Raditz gets stumbled back over the being caught off guard. He stumbled backwards somewhat. And Madara's like kind of chuckling at this point. He's smirking confidently. Once he got Raditz off his guard, he started delivering a melee of punches and kicks on him, which is doing pretty much bad damage. It's not really hurting him too badly, but it's definitely throwing him off balance. The punch, the kicks is definitely like hitting Raditz off guard because he's catching him with the mischief hits. He however also kind of uppercut chop kick, and it kind of sends Raditz sliding back. He kind of got his blocking pulls, but he's still on his feet. So it's like he's kind of looking up there, getting pissed off that Madara was actually giving him this much of a challenge. So at this point, Raditz is looking at him like this. Go to hell! At this point, he's getting pretty pissed off. I am done playing this game with you. This ends now. So at this point, Raditz lifts his hand like, fuck this shit. That was Sunday, just don't like, basically it's only one, so you're gonna shoot like one energy, two of them back towards Ryan. Madara blocks and shoots him back, caused a big ass explosion. At this point, when the smoke clears up, he's obviously in this like full rib cage sasana. So he got that sasana on, that this sasana, or whatever, sasana, I can't talk right. Sasana is protecting Madara at this point. It showed him. So at this point, yeah, he's still standing. He's got a big ass crack in his arm. Like it's really like shattered. Not completely shattered, but it's like a big crack in the twin. I'm not gonna make Raditz. I mean, Raditz is weak, but I feel like even his energy could do somewhat damage. And I can see people, regular people, like some non-shows can actually hit it and put a dent in it. So I think one of his energy blasts would be strong enough to like somewhat affect it. So the energy blast he used is not the strongest clearly, but he used a combined double Sunday to put a crack in it and shit. But I still standing. Madara was mad. He could see how strong I am. I'm not. So you still think you can dance? I am just getting started. So at this point, as Raditz flying in the air laughing, he uses 5-star fireball jutsu. Hit Raditz. Raditz still standing, kind of burned his arm a little bit, weaken him with somewhat, like we're having freeze or whatever. So that kind of pushing him back. But that kind of release was actually Raditz's opportunity. Now that Raditz got hit with the fireball, he's still standing, but he was so caught off guard by that, it gave him Madara a chance to use his kind of like ninja art. chief forest emerges. Now he's like kind of entangled with vines. Raditz is strong trying to power out of it, but it's like he's got his arms kind of pinned back a little bit like he was in Hell Nelson with Goku. So it's kind of guys like Biden. He's trying to prescription, but by turn. At this point, Raditz is still kind of breaking free, charging up, trying to break free from the trees easily. But with that quick little distraction, Madara delivered a final punch to his thumb with the giant saucer. The punch sent his head flying to a mountain. He crashing hard and he took a lot of damage. That Sasama punch had so much force that it shattered Raditz's armor and his ribs, knocking him to a mountain. At this point, Raditz is slowly crawling to his feet, coughing up blood. Damn you! How the hell could a weak earthly do this to me? This impossible! He's choking up blood. Now Madara is kind of smoking coffee. You put up a good fight, but this is where it ends. You look like you counting dots anymore. Time for this to end. The power of your great Madara will end you. So Madara charges toward him, trying to finish it. At this point, Raditz is pretty big hanged up. He can't really stand up against the point. So Madara coming at him. This time he's coming in with a killing instinct. You don't actually notice his tail. So at this point, Madara comes behind him. He kicked him in the face, sending him crashing, stumbling somewhat. He's barely on his feet, like he down to like 1 year at this point. So Madara notices a chance for the kill. So this time he turned to a full-on Sasana, like 100% full size. He started doing like a meteor slashes, like a giant slash, knocking him to the sky. He swinging like about 3 times, like left, right, up, down, just like slicing like diagonal when you're up and down. Damn it! So now Raditz is pissed. He coughing up blood. At this point, in this current state, he stabbed him in his stomach, in his heart, pretty much killing him immediately. Like once he removed the blade from the Sasama, Raditz can't really withstand the power at this point. He's on his knees, coughing up blood. Like, damn it! Damn it! You bastard! How could I be lead to such a weak earthling? Don't celebrate too now, because for a year for them, 2 of my car races got to come, and they're far more powerful than I am. So at this point, Raditz dropped to the ground. He died, yada, skeleton gone. With that being said, I told you this, but I feel like Madara was overpowered easy, especially with the extra. He had to use the Rinnegan because he was overpowered the Sasama, so it was pretty much basic. The winner is Madara Uchiha from Naruto verse. Thanks for the battle, the winner of the fight. Now Raditz was pretty tough. I'm not like you would think. Okay, Madara would kill them for the jump, but the reality is Raditz is weak in Dragon Ball Z universe, but that doesn't mean he'd be that weak in Naruto. Now, although I know Madara is legendary, I know how powerful Madara Uchiha is in his universe, I realize even weak as Raditz is, he would still wouldn't go down that easily in his base form. Why? Because Raditz's power, what Raditz and Dragon Z cuts could do is unbelievable. Even weak as he is, his attacks is quite flexible. Madara would charge with score for us. Raditz is somewhat faster, definitely, but the thing about Raditz is too predictable. I seem like Raditz would just try to attack and full on, while Madara got so many years of experience that even with the speed advantage and all that, I feel like Madara is not stupid. He can see Raditz is pretty powerful. He's not going to be foolish enough to let Raditz live too long, and I feel like he can see that. He see Raditz is not someone to take lightly. So at this point, Raditz attacks become predictable, so Madara already seen what he was going to do next. So even with his tech not being strong, he did enough damage to Raditz to actually weaken Raditz, because Raditz is too cocky and he underestimated him. Once he seen his power level, he was so arrogant that he was playing around. Rather than trying to kill Madara Uchiha or took him seriously, he was taking him lightly. He's blinded by his own cocky arrogance, and that kind of let Madara gave him an opening. At this point, Madara was prepared for Raditz's stupidity, so he was arrogant, but he had experience. He have a lot of fighting experience, and he just took advantage of the hits. Once he hit Raditz with the fireball, he knew autism that wasn't going to get enough, clearly. The fireball attack was very strong. It hit Madara, but it didn't really damage him, but it weakened him somewhat. The distraction was perfect for Madara with his final Sasama. Once he transformed into that big ass Titan, it was a game over. His power has increased drastically in this form. This is the 4-on one. Remember, this is not like the little red cage thing And he's made stronger than like Sasuke's version. So his version is strong as hell. And with this blade, he easily took down Raditz because Raditz was easily overpowered. I mean, he was down when Gohan got mad, popped him and hit him. Can you imagine being hit by the power of the Sasuke at full force? Yeah, I like Raditz. Madara wasn't going to tour around. He was going to end Raditz immediately. Once he was distracted by that firebar attack, he was still standing. He was caught off guard. He knew this was a chance to strike. So Madara sliced him down, and that was weak. And once he saw that Raditz couldn't move, he killed him immediately with the blast. Therefore, the winner of this Raditz vs Madara Uchiha fight is Madara Uchiha, obviously because Madara had more tactics, more skills, more experience, and plus, unlike when he fought against Goku, Madara is not as ruthless. I see, like Raditz got out of his situation with Goku, Goku was soft. Madara is not going to show any mercy. He's going to kill your ass immediately. He's not going to play no games. Same Vegeta. So he ended his ass quickly. The winner is Madara Uchiha. And I knew this was going to be most likely expected outcome, but it's still fun to see these two cuts come out. So yeah, that's a wrap for this versus battle, and catch you next time on Versus, which is one of many segments that's going to come in the future. Yes, it's confusing, but you will see soon enough. Goodbye, everyone.